my dog has lost his pride. I don't expect to be treated like a fool no more. I don't expect to sleep through the night. Some people say lies, but I say why do not?
Or maybe I'm a dog who's lost its bite.
No, you got bite.
I don't expect to sleep through the night.
You don't.
I don't sleep through the night. So...
You've always felt you were the obvious child, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's obvious child is actually only child. That's the same, right?
Yeah.
Or do I have a huge confusion on?
Nope. I definitely get a little prima donna-ish about certain things, like birthdays and the fact that I've had the last several birthdays by myself because you've been off traveling the world.
Conquering the world. Making it a better place.
Well, it's me and my boys literally going to get a taco.
Well, you're a can't win on the birthday thing. So do you want me to explain your birthday psychosis, or would you like to explain it? Or should we have the two sides?
I think I'm going to... Here's the thing. I think in the last 30 minutes, we've proven that we each have a complete psychosis.
We do.
And I think the thing is that we both agree that they are psychosis.
Oh, yeah, I fully...
All right, so
go
go
if
ahead.
You know it's a psychosis, is it a psychosis?
Yeah.
Well, isn't it if you're psychotic, you are a danger to yourself and others?
When it comes to you and your hair, you are a danger to yourself and the environment if it's not perfect. And when it comes...
I will upset the entire surrounding sphere around me. Within like a
perimeter.
50-foot radius
Yeah.
will become upset by my hysteria regarding my hair psychosis.
Right. And so...
So should we do birthday psychosis or hair psychosis?
And I agree with you, but I know that I become...
You agree with me in what way?
With both. That you're psychotic about your hair and that I turn into a little tiny prima donna, a little Princess Bodhi about my birthday. Is that I like to make a big deal about my birthday because I'm an only child. And in my home, my birthday was a really big deal. And in my home with Jenna... she may not even be there or acknowledge that it happened. So I may need to just...
You were born! Woo!
I may need to just put my kids in the car and go get a taco because you're out of town.
That's pretty much how it is now.
Yes.
Okay, so this year,
two
your
birthdays
birthday,
in a row.
You had your birthday. I was out of town on business.
Yeah, second year in a row.
Possibly third.
Possibly my third birthday with no wife or acknowledgement that it was my birthday.
Now, we're going to get to it. I just want to say, I think... that in my 25 years with you, every birthday and Christmas is painful because your standards for excellence
that's not the case. That may have been the case early on.
Unsurmountable.
Early on with Christmas, that hasn't been the case in a long time with Christmas. You've shattered and ruined Christmas with your incredible nefarious actions in the past, which we went over in another podcast. So I don't even count Christmas anymore. I don't even care about it. But yeah, my birthdays are
talking about presents.
Okay,
not like the general, like our biggest fight ever.
But wait a minute. This is an interesting point that we're making. By the way, on the camera, we have a very special friend helping us with the cameras today.
Yeah, two technical difficulties today.
So
one is the camera. Go on.
So every few minutes, I think the camera has enough room for 45 seconds of recording until we have to stop and start again. So there's no editing in this podcast. It's that we have to stop and set the new card, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
You can't expect too much from a substitute teacher.
But this is a filmmaker.
He's awesome.
No, he's a filmmaker.
But
this guy's a filmmaker.
No, the camera is our substitute teacher.
Of all the guys that I have help us with this one's
We're not
actually
naming names. He's
the,
awesome.
The most filmmaker of all of them. Drops mic. Okay. So what were we saying? Oh, so it's not about presence with me.
Wait, I have the other technical difficulty.
Go.
My hair.
No, that's psychosis number. We're not even there yet.
All right. Well, I was just going to give a disclaimer because they have to look at my hair while you're talking about your birthday.
Okay.
And to me, the state of my hair right now is a technical difficulty because I'm growing it out and there's only so much I can do with it when it goes through that totally horrible phase where you can't do anything. So it's pinned in a really bad way. So I'm sorry you have to look at what's happening here.
She came out, and first of all, she looks beautiful as she always looks. But she had one little piece that was sort of like a renegade runaway. And I made the really, really stupid mistake. She walked out, and she had that look in her face that she was like, I want to know what your opinion is about hair, but you fucking better say the right thing, or this is going to go bad fast. And I didn't pick up.
Say that.
No, was the look in. There was so much going on in your eyes that was behind the eyes. And,
womanhood.
And I didn't I was getting the camera. I mean, we have 45 seconds to record until we have to switch cards. So I was thinking about all this other stuff. And so she was like, how's my hair? And I didn't read into the fact that what that means is you better say that you fucking love it because I'm in a state about my hair today. And I was like, well, it's got that one little tweak on the side.
That's not what you said. You're like, oh, yeah, because it's off. It's not. You're like, oh, yeah, because the hair ain't happening is what you said.
I think I fucking did say something
You did
that
say,
stupid.
you're like, oh, right, yeah, because your hair's not happening.
Did say
That's what you
something
said.
that stupid. Because there was one piece that looked like a roller, like it looked like the twirl on a roller coaster where it goes like it had its own sort of agenda for the
Spiral?
day. Yeah, it had an agenda.
I had a renegade spiral.
But the thing
I
is,
pinned it
I
with my
think that you-
950 other pins that's holding this fucking piece of shit up
the
right now.
look on her fucking face when I said, "Well, yeah, it's a little off on that one," and then I did that like, like I was like, "No, I didn't mean it's. I mean, it looks amazing, but it's just that one little piece."
And then we do sound check, and you're like, God, you're just so beautiful. That shirt on you looks great. And he starts doing
And it
this like
does.
fucking
She looks beautiful.
making up for the dumb thing, ass kissing, which I appreciate. I know he's sincere, except the timing of it creates an insincere by default phenomenon.
And let me just call a spade a spade. For the record,
Call it.
there is so many comments every podcast about how fantastic your hair looks. And
By whom?
By people that make comments on
I
Twitter
don't
and
read
Instagram.
comments, so I did not know.
Always like hair on point. Jenna hair look from guys and girls. And I'm the schmuck that does the podcast and never really pays attention to how I look, how my hair is, what I'm wearing. Jenna always looks, if you look at the podcast, Jenna always looks fantastic. She knows how to put her shit together. And I'm the dummy that always
There's no beauty team for the podcast. This is self-made
Yes.
podcast,
Yeah.
you know.
So even though you're completely psychotic on your hair, you do get a product on it and you get it done well.
Okay.
So I may be the other end of it where I'm in like a denial on that, like, yeah, that's a lot of forehead encroaching. I have noticed in my recent acting and podcast that Bodhi's become a lot of forehead. There's a lot of forehead going on here as the hairline has gotten
I think
a little
you
back.
are always foreheady.
I
There
was always
just,
foreheady.
You had longer. Look,
Don't
look
fucking
what
touch
happens.
it. Don't fucking touch it.
Did you see that?
Don't fucking touch it.
And then he calls me neurotic or psychotic about my hair. Anyway, you just had.
Go ahead, work yourself out of this one. Go for it.
It was just.
Yeah. How was it? It's just a little bit. This is what happens as a man ages. Let me work this out. Go ahead. And you know the ears and the nose just keep going, right? So it's like forehead. I'm gonna be a forehead, ears, and 2 ears and a nose. Fuck. I mean that's essentially Gollum. Fuck. I'm gonna be Gollum because it just becomes like ears, nose, and forehead. The problem is we're hitting a sore spot because Jenna just did a charity event with some very good-looking guys, and she, I don't know, one of them was like Fabrizio and fabric softener. What was his name? What was your little man crush called? Fabrizio fabric softener. What was it? I hit it on the head because I can imagine having to come home to me every day.
Hair. Is the chip run out yet? I gotta have like mascara running down.
Yeah. Well, first of all, work yourself out of the fact that you're married.
Can you get me a
you're married
napkin,
Gollum.
please? Behind you somewhere. Okay.
My precious. That's
I
how.
was talking about Fabrice Calmel's and how tall
So
how tall he is. He's a Guinness Book of World Records as being the world's tallest male dancer. He's a beautiful dancer at the Joffrey Ballet. He's a friend of mine. We're both on the board of directors of this dance charity, and he's awesome.
a lot of hair. Got a lot of hair in that head. Like nice
I don't
big
look
thick.
at his hair.
You're looking at his ass.
No, I'm looking at his dancing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you were
I was
talking.
actually looking at his height because when I was a dancer and I was on point, I was 6'2", and he's nice and tall. And you don't know what it's like to be really tall as a ballerina and not have any man
and have a
ever
husband
style
who's
as you.
like a half inch shorter than you.
All right.
Okay, so
So birthdays. Now that I've gotten my hair technical difficulty disclaimer in, go
and
ahead.
it's just looking great today. It's on point. You always kill it with the presents. You always get me great presents. It's that you kind of just get me the great present,
to shut you up,
and
so I don't
then
get in
and then you're
trouble for
done.
Bad
So
presents.
I get like the delivery or like on the desk is sitting there like a always generous, always something that I really want. Always amazing. But for me, I didn't marry a successful, wealthy actress for the presents.
I wasn't wealthy or successful when you met me. I was living out of pennies.
That's right.
In my Arrowhead water bottle collection,
That's
where
right.
you dump your change. That was what I was living on.
That was just good investment by my part. That was a good investment that I made. But the point is that I don't care about that stuff. I don't want the fancy gifts or this or that. I don't want that. I'd rather have you remember that it's my birthday and do something
I
special.
always remember. I've never forgotten your birthday.
Well, I'd rather have like love and hugs and kisses and poetry and stuff like that. My precious. Yeah, I turned a little bit of a baby on it. So several years in a row, I've been just off by myself doing my own thing.
So what happened this year?
Well, this year.
So tell us about your adventurous birthday this year. Well, this year with our sons.
This year, what I did is
and all of your injuries.
My wife went out of town because she was busy with fabric softener flying around the world. Why do I keep calling him fat? Oh, because his name. What's his name? By the way,
Fabrice.
Okay.
Calmels.
He's awesome. I'm just jealous.
awesome.
So the nullifying comments are because I'm jealous. Let me make that very clear. Okay, good. And I don't even know what I'm jealous about, other than maybe he's become less. He's not just turned into a forehead. Okay, so this birthday, you were gone, flying around the world, and I
don't think Fabrice is 45 or 46 years old. So
really?
That's the difference. Yeah.
Wait, you what?
He's not your age.
Oh, so what did that have? The fuck did that have to do with it? Wow.
You were talking about forehead.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll turn into a forehead too.
In 20 years.
No.
Fuck, man.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Okay, I don't remember. I don't know. I feel like All right. So Jenna was out of town, and it was me and the boys taking care of my boys, which is fantastic because I love being with my boys. But I was cooking dinner for my boys, and I cut the shit out of my finger on a can opener, like a can that had been half open. So there was blood everywhere. I had to go to the emergency room and blah, blah, blah. So I spent my birthday, I took them down to a hotel down by the beach and just drove them, and we went.
With your thumb?
With my bandaged up thumb. And so I had they had a good time. I wanted them to have a good time, but I couldn't go in the ocean. I couldn't go swimming with them. So they were running around this hotel.
He couldn't check Twitter or Instagram very easily.
Can I just tell you right now, I think we all realize this is the single most important part of the human body.
In this day and age.
The dominant thumb of a humanoid body is the part that does you can't answer your fucking phone. You can't dial a number. You can't properly wipe your own ass because you grip your toilet paper. Can you try to grip your toilet paper with 4 fingers? Have you ever tried to grip toilet paper and then using your offhand? Well, that's just horrible because you can't get the fucking motion on it right and everything feels weird.
Goes on a diagonal?
Yeah, like it doesn't. I couldn't get the angle, so I had this bandaged up thumb sticking out, and I couldn't grip so let me just tell you straight out that for 7 days, every time I took a shit, I had to take a shower because I couldn't get a clean. I couldn't make a clean move of it. I just couldn't grip the toilet paper, so I would just go fuck it, fuck the whole thing. I'm going to the shower. So yeah, how's that working out for you, this marriage? Or you could just have young, tasty fabric softener. Probably doesn't have these sort of things happen to him. So that was my birthday. My birthday was basically spent by myself, covered in shit.
At the ER.
At the ER. Fuck.
I sent you balloons.
Thank you. Thank you. They were amazing. I couldn't hold them in my dominant hand, but they were amazing.
Oh, and our kid at your birthday dinner was not feeling well. On top of it,
so then I arranged, because Jenna was gone, didn't have time for it, a little birthday dinner with a couple of friends at a pizza place down the block.
I said balloons.
And on the way, my son got violently ill, to where I had to walk in, and there was only like 3 or 4 people that had kids too, because I wanted my kids to have a good time. So I just invited a few friends that have kids. So it was really like for my kids. And one of them was sick the whole time. So it was like my mom, my dad, a few friends, and my son in my arms, trying not to throw up. And that was my birthday. And it was still better it was still better than the year before, which was we all went on vacation together.
Yeah.
You got called back for work for my birthday, and I'm on vacation with my boys and didn't know what. So I basically took my boys to a taco stand and we had tacos and ice cream.
On vacation.
On vacation. Yeah. So
On vacation.
on vacation.
Like that's a horrible thing.
So now that everyone knows how much fun and how aesthetic it is to be married to me, I'm sure there's just a lot of women out there that are just.
And then you wonder why you get this Facebook request.
So I went out to lunch with a friend of mine who's noticeably younger and noticeably better looking, and we were having a lunch, and then I got a Facebook message, a private message on Facebook from some person. I don't even know who she is, and she said, "Oh, you and I have met a couple of times. I'm an acquaintance of yours on Facebook. I just wanted to say hi. How's everything going? I like your podcast. Oh, by the way, that guy that you were having lunch with was gorgeous. Can you hook me up?"
And how did that make you feel?
I was like, nothing for me on this one, huh? Just my good-looking friend. Like, why don't I ever get, like, do you ever get people saying to you, like, man, Jenna, your husband, that forehead, that's fucking on point. Your husband's forehead is on point.
This morning he was complaining to me he gets like the women who have 7 kids going, "You're so cute and funny."
Yeah, I'll get like
He's like, how come I don't get like the hot, like,
I want
23-year-olds who are like, "Who was that friend you were having lunch with?"
Oh my God. I was like at lunch the other day and hair is fucking amazing. That's what I want
Let me
you to
tell
get
you
those.
something.
Yeah.
I'm sure your friend was delightful.
He's a very good looking guy.
Yeah. But very good looking does not stand the test of time of fucking life being brutal and having to get through life with a partner. I'm sorry, but when the shit hits the fan, it's nice. I'm glad they're nice to look at, but you don't see what they look like when you're just trying to solve the problems of life.
Right.
And you're the one to endure life with. You're the one to do life with. You are. You're
Good.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think you're very handsome and you're so fucking funny. And I've never met anybody as astute and street smart as you. And I look around at a lot of my friends who just like stuff goes by them. Like they don't even see it. They're like, huh? And you keep this family fucking on it.
Thank you. That was
And
beautiful.
I would much rather live a life like that than with some cute faced fucking person.
Is my mascara running right now? Oh my God. Oh my God. My mascara is, I look like a raccoon right now, don't I?
And you got laid this morning, so your
Man,
life's good.
you gave it up, girl. But that had been a long time coming. Do you know that in the air, do you know that,
Yes.
I'm trying to work out how to say this, that in the bedroom, where we make love, you have maybe 20 fashion magazines with incredibly provocative models and entertainment actress and figures that surround me. So as I'm making love to you, that I have to purposely not look at them, and they're all staring at me very provocatively.
Oh, that's funny. You're right.
And then you're so confident because you're not that kind of person. You don't give a shit that you don't think like that could be a bit of a.
Whatever helps, honey. I don't.
No, I don't need any help. I have you. Why would I need to look at them? But
I just don't care. I don't
Okay.
care. Like, so they're
right.
beautiful. That's great.
I know. I just
who
don't. I
cares?
don't want like the surrounding montage of photos staring at me as I'm trying
Well,
to.
that's very
flattering. As I'm heading
that
to my
you
dismount.
Don't want the distraction, and you just. I appreciate your honesty.
I don't know if anybody, if the people watching know, in one of our earlier podcasts, before we were doing video, Jenna and I got into a discussion about Jenna has an actual obsession, a close to psychotic obsession with talking about the worst things you could talk about right before we make love.
They're not the worst things to talk about in life. They're just worst things to talk about right before you make love.
She will bring up the worst subjects. And I was about to, the horses were at the gate the other day. I mean, like literally at the gate. Like it was all about to happen. And Jenna brought up the Special Olympics.
Well, because they were happening that week, and I had 2 events to go to.
And
about the Special
these
Olympics.
are
and I
really,
had
really,
some things
really,
to talk about.
really important issues. But I'm wondering if perhaps
There's better timing.
there's better timing to talk about the Special Olympics than as
About to enter.
the rockets are about to move into the final countdown stage.
You might have a point.
And I was like, okay, so because you can get flaccid very fast talking about the Special Olympics, though it makes your heart beat because you're talking about very important, passionate things. It's just not. It just doesn't go. We were also.
But those opening ceremonies were amazing. Just now that we're on the Special Olympics, may I just take a moment? I was at the opening ceremonies and it was incredible.
I'm listening. I decided to back up and let you do it.
I got to hand out the do the medal ceremony for the rhythmic gymnastics and hand out the winners their put the medals on them, and it was really cool.
That is beautiful.
Okay, I'm done.
No, I don't want to invalidate that at all. That was awesome.
I know you don't. You're just talking about that juxtaposed in the same unit of time.
I had a
as
super
About to Make
hot
Love
wife.
doesn't
I had
totally...
a super hot wife naked on the bed in front of me, and I did not want to talk about the Special Olympics in that moment.
I understand.
We were going to talk about your hair, but I don't know if that's really that important to talk about your hair. I think your hair always looks good, and the fact that you're completely fucking...
Well, you did make a point while we were driving the other day about how much money I've spent on my hair in the last month.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the one to mention it. Do we need to pause for a commercial break yet? Okay. Yeah, your budget bill on hair is, well, we could have another kid. I don't know how else to say it. Like, we could easily afford another kid if you just wore a hat.
The reason we don't have another kid is not because we can't afford it.
I'm just saying...
You would lose your mind if I tried to ask you for a third kid.
My mind... You could not take another kid.
No, things would have to change dramatically, lifestyle-wise, for us to have another kid. Like,
I know what she's going to say. Go ahead. Like what? Okay.
I would just really convert what I'm doing with my time.
Yeah, I get what you're
to
saying.
being more even more motherhood related, because you cannot successfully and fruitfully raise 3 children.
Yeah.
And like do my hours that I do with stuff.
Right. So we were talking about your hair.
Okay, look, I'm an actress, not for the beauty purposes. Do you want my diatribe about my hair? Or is
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe people could get interested. Do husbands have to deal with wives that... I know that when you don't have a proper hair day, that you go, like, it fucks you up so deeply.
It is. And, I have seen other people on Instagram say that when your hair is bad, everything's bad. So it's not just me, okay?
That's chat.
Okay.
Wait, it's been 24 minutes since we started, roughly, hasn't it? And you're still recording? Is it pause time?
We're rolling again.
We're rolling again. So
we paused for like literally 1.5 seconds. Here we are.
That was amazing. Okay, so what were we
Look,
saying?
I'm an actress, and not for the beauty red carpet part, but just in terms of like when you become characters and when you have an artistic life and it involves this is my instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen how much...
I'm listening. No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm not. Don't you go way too touchy. Way too touchy right now. Way too touchy. I'm listening. I could have been thinking about something else entirely different.
Your forehead?
She said my forehead.
They heard me.
You fucker.
Anyway.
It's a lot of forehead, isn't it? I should. You know what I remembered? I should keep my head up more. That'll help.
You're not gonna be sitting in a bar stool. You're gonna be sitting in like the shorter things, like way down here with your head.
Because I
up.
realized that's probably the worst position I could be in continually. Is just my fucking forehead.
And then the whole podcast will be just about beard in your neck.
Okay, good. So I'm listening to everything you're saying. I think I'm
sure
not gonna wear. I'm not gonna.
Are listening.
Okay, go ahead, hair. Go ahead, hair.
I don't
Fuck
know.
it. Fuck
it. Fuck the
Fuck
hair.
it. So I went to
Since I was very young, I've just been fucking crazy about my hair because
Yeah.
it really does. Like one little thing can totally change the shape of your face. It has to do with symmetry and angles and stuff.
It's true. And the
And
truth
color and a skin tone. And
you're
all
not
of
the
that.
you're not the only one. And in your defense, you always got it right. See, I was crazy about my hair as a kid, but I never got it right. Like I don't look back at pictures of me and think I got it right. Like I had a great fucking head of hair and I didn't know what to do with it. You at least figured out what to do with it. despite the fact that you probably tormented yourself getting there.
Well, it all started when I was 5, and Mom took me to her strip mall beauty salon, and they gave me a haircut, and there was no mirror in front of me, and I think they did that on purpose, and gave me a Dorothy Hamill motherfucking haircut. And
those people under 70 aren't going to know what the Dorothy Hamill haircut is.
Well,
the
basically
bowl.
it's the bowl cut. When you're doing gymnastics, it just flops right back into place. So it's middle part with bangs and goes all the way here and around here, sort of curved under. So your face is framed. And I was in gymnastics, and when you're doing your round off back handsprings, back flips, and you land, it all lands right there. And I had buck teeth.
We should show at this point, while you're talking about this in the podcast, like a picture of you and me. Like, we should put on the screen. I'll do that.
Yeah,
a picture of what you look like.
Let's just pause while we cut to photo.
No. I'll put the photo underneath you describing it. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, well, I had Dorothy Hamill haircut. I actually had 2 phases of haircuts. There's the Dorothy Hamill haircut when I was very young. Then there was the mullet in 6th grade. With my buck teeth and school uniform.
I've seen those pictures.
And no makeup. My mom didn't let me wear makeup or anything. So they called me Bucky Beaver. And I also had to wear, I had buck teeth, and then I got braces. And then if you had to wear neck gear, you know, that went under your hair, with that big bar that came around. I wished I had that. I wished... Like you wouldn't believe that I had that. No. I had the vinyl head.
Oh, my God.
Gear.
Oh, my God.
And thank God. And I wish I did kind of have a picture of me in it, which I don't for some reason.
Oh, honey.
Vinyl, it went on your head, like made a dent. So I had a mullet with a vinyl brown headgear. And it wasn't wear it while you're sleeping. It's wear it all day, every day to school. So I was in 6th grade.
How the fuck did you get through the
grade.
day without getting your ass kicked daily?
Well, because on the first day of school, I saw someone, we were at recess, and we were at morning roll call, and there was a kid in front of me in line bullying another kid, and I punched him out because I fucking hate bullying, you motherfucking bulliers. I hate you. I don't hate you. I love you. I just wish you didn't bully. I hate bullying. I hate injustice. I hate bigotry. I hate prejudice. I hate it with all my heart and soul and every fucking fiber in my body. And I punched the guy out. So on the first day of school, became really clear not to fuck with me. Yeah, even though I had buck teeth braces and a headgear.
That's the last 25 years of the marriage. I know not to fucking fuck with her.
I'm a loving person, but I really hate bullying.
Is that why you're so down to earth now? Because the headgear just...
that'll humble your shit out. Well, I was never not humble. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was never full of myself, or I don't know. I wasn't that person.
Well, unlike you, I was really fucking cool because I had bleached white hair with a rat tail that was curly, and when it grew out, I had bleached roots.
You were
and I
just
just bleached the rat tail. So
Sexy.
It was short on the sides with a flop of brown hair with white bleached tips, and then a curly frizzy rat tail that got really long, and I would bleach just the rat tail. So I was getting mad pussy.
So you were like, what inspired you to that hair? Was it Duran Duran and Flock of Seagulls?
Fuck Flock of
and
Seagulls.
And the Pixies, or what was it?
Well, that was years later. I don't know. I don't know what made me decide that a rat tail was really awesome.
You were Duran Duran, like crazy person.
Yeah.
So I think that had a lot to do with it, right? Because when we were in 6th grade, I remember 6th grade. It was all, you were either like Def Leppard,
mm-hmm.
Motley
Crue, Def Leppard.
You were either Van Halen or Depeche or Duran Duran.
Yeah, it was that. Or
I was not Duran Duran, and this is why we are opposite. I was Van Halen.
And I was
Duran Duran.
I was Duran Duran. But then
Culture Club. I liked Culture Club.
No. See, that's okay.
No, I liked Culture Club.
Okay, I was going to say that.
There was a girl.
That's not even close to the
who
same
had
thing.
her hair, half of it was shaved off, like everyone's wearing right now. Half shaved and half like this, the whole 80s thing. And she was like super into Culture Club. I loved Culture Club.
Yeah, I wasn't into that.
I loved George Michael.
I wasn't into that. I just had a really rad rat tail, and I got mad pussy with it. My rat tail was just, I was cleaning up the Los Angeles new wave scene. So I I was going to talk about baseball camp for a second because
Okay.
I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That I took my son to a 3-day sleepaway baseball camp this week, and it was really good for my son to see that though
I think it mainly made you feel better, but okay.
Well, it made me feel better, but let me just say that there is nothing more aggro and psychotic than dads with their sons at baseball camp. There was about 75 kids and 75 dads there, and every few seconds you would see someone erupt. Some dad going, "God damn it, Hunter! That's not how you catch the ball!" And there was easily 50 to 60 screaming fits on the field a day. And there were several shakings. My son saw several kids shook by their dads, where my son's eyes, he was like, oh, like the fact that, because I'm a pretty even-keeled dad, and the fact that I can maybe say a crossword or get annoyed, he saw that saying a crossword or getting annoyed is nothing close
It's like angelic.
to getting shook by your father in front of 300 people in the middle of a baseball field.
Awful.
And
Imagine just like, Jimmy, like in front of all your peers.
I saw
crying. Like
I saw several shakings and several kids break into tears from getting shook by their father because they didn't catch the ball right, or they didn't throw it right, or they weren't paying attention to the coach.
fucking camp, isn't it? Where you learn and practice.
Dads were losing their fucking minds.
Because it was about them.
Yeah.
To the other dads.
That's right.
It was a selfish move.
It was all the shit that they didn't get done in life coming through
or
their
caring
kids.
about what the other. It was like how like the whole peeing on a tree thing. They're like as fathers. Like how their kids are performing is their version of peeing on a tree. And if their kid ain't fucking peeing on that damn tree properly, they're going to get a shaking.
There was one instance where a kid was getting a real talking to by his dad. Kid was crying. The dad's neck was all red and there was shaking going on. And my son, his eyes were like silver dollars. He was like, Jesus Christ, that happens? And he was looking at me like he wanted to know like if I was going to call the cops or like, I was like, you kind of got to, like, unless a hand goes back, you kind of just got to stay out of it. I was saying to Jenna, because it's hard to do this podcast and to try to keep the marriage and the art separate, because Jenna will want to talk about every fucking thing that's serious and morose or grim right at the start of the podcast. But I was saying that, like,
Is the podcast like sex?
no, it's just like, it's, we don't want to talk about it. Like, I have the podcast and I have sex. Give me like 2 areas of my life where I don't have to listen to you talk about the worst shit in the world. And I was saying that our mantra is a marriage that stays together. It's that simple. Like,
There is a famous quote. It was one of the Beatles, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Or
I don't know the quote.
just don't get divorced.
Yeah.
Was that what?
Yeah,
the
I
Beatles?
think you mentioned.
Was it George Harrison who said that?
I don't know.
There's a famous quote. You guys can find it out there. I think it was the Beatles. Do you know? Oh. Yeah, you know how you keep a marriage together? Don't get divorced. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, look.
Yeah.
There are some marriages.
Yeah.
There's some marriages that need to be divorced. You know what I mean? They're unhealthy.
Oh, for sure.
Like, not good.
No. Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with divorce.
No.
But I do think that a majority of divorces could be
Stick it
prevented
out. Stick it out.
by just growing some courage and honesty and remembering why you're together in the first place.
That's a hard
and
one.
not keeping secrets from each other.
Yeah, that's a hard one because I don't want to, because they're divorce. Matter of fact,
That's
most of our
your right.
friends, most of our friends are divorced, and there isn't any criticism. But I will say, okay, let me say it this way. I think this is a good way to say it. There were easily 25 times where we could have gotten divorced like that.
25?
I mean, in the last year.
I know. How about like 125?
And
There's
on-
352 days in the
and
year.
I-
it's every third day I think about divorcing you. So
And
that's
I know,
a third.
I know. I believe me, I know. And I know that there were times where it would have been very appropriate to do it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes the thing is you just take a fucking day or two, take a deep breath,
Or 5.
and you just fucking
And you like fucking give each other some space. And
Yep.
just like
power
fucking
back into it.
Shut up. Don't see each other for a few days.
And just
Do what you gotta
endure,
do.
just endure a miserable, quiet life of desperation, and just have some balls about it. And just take your kids to baseball camp at Pepperdine University and look at all the college girls walking around in their little volleyball and tennis outfits, and just think to yourself, "Fuck yeah!" But just Wait. Where? What I meant to say was
I paid for that camp. That was your fucking birthday present. Happy fucking birthday.
That wasn't what I meant. I meant that. I meant.
Whether you like it or not.
There was some really cute girls that were there walking around the campus.
I was born on the other side of a town ripped in two.